That brings us to the end of the adieu. This year's drought has lowered the levels of most area lakes, including Lake Erie, and that's caused headaches for countless pleasure boaters. Up next is my in-depth report on this problem, done on location in the Lake Erie Islands. Yeah, we rolling? Sorry. This year's drought has lowered the levels of most area lakes, including Lake Erie, and that's caused headaches for countless pleasure boaters. Up next is my in-depth report on this problem, done on location in the Lake Erie Islands.
Hey, buddy, I told you once, if you don't get out of here, I'm just going to cause you trouble like no end. I'm going to take this thing and put it where the sun don't shine. You hear me? I want you and that notebook and that damn cameraman to get out of here. You're not giving me much choice. Get out.
You know, I really like to draw in the sand. Me too. I think it's a lot of fun.
Well, you know, I used to draw a lot professionally.
You did? I'd like you to draw my picture if you can. Let's try and get my good side.
Okay. You know, I think if this turns out really good, you can sell it and make lots of money, 'cause I'm real good picture taker.
Is that you've seen this woman. She's single. She is fairly wealthy, has a great deal of lands that she's inherited from her family, which makes her very eligible. I'm, of course, the most eligible man in Elyria, and so obviously she should fall in love with me, but she doesn't.
Crocker Road Extension explains her views, and the Newsmakers feature spotlights shines on Cleveland's new beer. All this, a report on the blood shortage facing area hospitals this summer, and the latest suburban news is up next on Newsmakers. I hope you stay tuned. Okay, switch to the next page. Yeah. Welcome to the Newsmakers for this second week of August. I camera the monitor off. I don't know.
Mary, can we see that?
Or did it look okay for sure? Or... See, I didn't know. I know I wasn't on the right camera for a second, but might not have looked that bad. Which one were you looking at?
Just for that.
Oh, you did? Okay, well, you were all right.
I was going to say.
Yeah, that was a little bit iffy. It's all right, my teleprompter operator was a little bit slow that time anyway. One more page before, okay. That does it for this edition of Newsmakers. We're currently in the process of moving our production headquarters from North Olmsted to a studio in Brook Park. The staff consolidation and new facilities will help us bring you a more in-depth, more informative... I'm sorry. Because I know you had to be losing it as I'm reading it. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you know, this sounds pretty corny. Do you think I should read that? Is that going to be too,
Darcy.
fantastic one?
Yeah, I was Darcy.
Ready to see what you guys are going to call me.
Chicago Blackhawks.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
What's that?
That's the show. Well, actually, it's non-existent.
It's another non-existent show.
Well, it used to be a show, but another network, the Berea Brook Park Network.
Oh, okay.
Kenny was making faces, and we don't know if the faces were on camera or not. That's it for this week's edition of Newsmakers. For Doris Miller, Kenny Rhoda, and the entire Newsmakers team, I'm Dan Minnich. Hope you have a good week. Until next time, adieu. All right, well, we hope you'll be back someday.
Great, thank you.
All right, well, that does it for this week's edition of Newsmakers. For Doris Miller, Kenny Rhoda, and the entire Newsmakers team, I'm Dan Minnich. Hope you have a good week. Until next time, adieu.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Minnich is leaving Cablevision.
Well, that's a repeat of something that you heard reported to you directly a moment ago from
Cablevision of Ohio. And
that is the rumor that has reached them at the hotel, unconfirmed apparently. Sheriff's officers have taken a young man into custody at the scene, a man 25 years old. We just have a report from our correspondent, Dan, in Dallas, that there might be demonstrations at least.
But the message went out across the country. Like a fire bell in the night, a fearful communication reached across a continent, across the oceans.
The person suspected is a man who was cornered and seized in a movie theater, and they refer to him as the man in a brown shirt.
Is called at the moment the prime suspect.
What you have been watching is the official briefing.
People will remember today as a date to date things in their lives from, in the same way that they did in the case of President Roosevelt. They say, where were you when President Roosevelt died? They will say the same thing about where were you
when Dan Minnich left Cablevision.
Harry Peterson, CBS News.
Adieu.
McLaughlin, CBS News, Tripoli.
Adieu.
CBS News.
Adieu.
This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting.
Adieu.
Care about this dummy one way or the other anyway, but he was left in the middle. They shoved him in the back.
Unfortunately,
I wouldn't be
Adieu.
Good evening, I'm Robin Swoboda. Join us for all the news, weather, and sports tonight on News Center 8 at 11.
Adieu.
We'll be back with our remaining moments. Hope we can get another question in right after this.
Adieu.
U.S. tour. That's the news for now. We'll be back with more later on
Adieu.
MTV News. You hear it.
Adieu.
Just joking with you at the beginning.
So catch CNN Sports tonight.
Adieu.
To move closer to Jesus, and the Lord will know the desire of your heart. He will know your request, and I'm going to take all of you before the throne of grace.
Adieu.
A thoughtful, giving, magnificent human being.
Adieu.
For the 10 o'clock news.
Such a magnitude that's probably never been equaled anywhere in this country anyway.
Charles Jaco, CNN.
Adieu. 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 Adieu.
Some 200 million people went about their business, and America continued on course. I'm Dan Rather.
Adieu. I be doing this. I be doing this.
Yo, Ken, yo, Ken.
Build you. Yo.
Man. Yo, chill out, home.